Good morning student, myself Melissa Ankla, and in today's session we solve the example of losses of prestige due to creep and shrinkage, and also uh, learn the new theory, that is our prestige loss due to friction. Okay, now first example of shrinkage, read the data carefully. Concrete beam is pre-stressed by cable carrying an initial pre-stressing force that is equal to 300 kilonewton, and the cross-section area of wire in cable is 300 mm square. Calculate the percentage of losses of stress in cable only due to the shrinkage of concrete using code IS 1343. Okay, and find out the losses of stress due to pre-tension and post-tension both. Assume ES, that means Young's modulus of steel, is equal to 210 kilonewton per mm square, and age of concrete at transfer is equal to 8 days. Now first of all we find out initial stress, and equation of stress is equal to load divided by area. Load is given in kilonewton, so first of all convert 300 into 10 raised to 3 divide by area of pre-stressing wire, that is 300, is equal to 1000 Newton per mm square. Now first, if beam is pre-tension, the equation of loss of pre-stress due to shrinkage is equal to 300 into 10 raised to minus 6. Now loss of stress due to shrinkage is equal to epsilon Ch into Young's modulus of steel is equal to 300 into 10 raised to minus 6. Then Young's modulus of steel is equal to 210 into 10 raised to cube is equal to 63 Newton per mm square. Now percentage loss of stress is always find out with respect to initial pre-stressing that we apply in pre-stressed concrete member, that is equal to 63 loss of pre-stress divided by our initial pre-stress into 100, that is equal to 6.3 percentage loss in pre-tensioning. Now if our beam is post-tension, due to the total residual shrinkage strain, epsilon Ch is equal to 200 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by log 10 of t plus 2. T means age of transfer, that is equal to 8 plus 2. After solving this solution, the answer is 200 into 10 raised to minus 6 unit. Now loss of stress due to shrinkage is equal to epsilon Ch into Es. Multiply this both values and my final answer is equal to 42 Newton per mm square. Percentage loss of stress is equal to loss of stress due to shrinkage divided by initial pre-stressing stress into 100, that is equal to 4.2 percentage. Okay, the data we find that asked in example. Now second one is example of creep. Concrete beam of rectangle section 100 mm width and 300 mm depth. It pre-stressed by 5 wire of 7 mm diameter, located at an eccentricity of 50 mm, and the initial stress in wire is 1200 Newton per mm square. Estimate the percentage loss of stress in steel due to creep of concrete using the ultimate creep strain method, and second method is creep coefficient method. Here we find out two method, creep strain method and creep efficient method. Use of these two method we find out loss of pre-stress due to creep. Okay, data is given here. First data, Young's modulus of steel is equal to 210 kilonewton per mm square. Second, Young's modulus of concrete, that is equal to 35 kilonewton per mm square. Moment of inertia I is also given 225 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4, and ultimate creep strain epsilon Cc is equal to 41 into 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, now creep coefficient phi is equal to 1.6. Some example in replace of phi theta is also given, both are same. Okay, if creep coefficient is given theta or creep coefficient is given phi, both are same, 1.6. now pre-stressing force P is equal to force into a force is equal to stress into area. Now area is equal to 5 and number of pre-stressing wire is given 5 and area is equal to pi by 4 d square, 7 mm is given, so pi by 4 d square, that is equal to 7 square, and our pre-stressing force is equal to 1200. Okay, then my answer of force is equal to 23 into 10 raised to 4 Newton. Here we find out first pre-stressing force. Now area of concrete section is given 100 by 300, that means 3 into 10 raised to 4 mm square. Okay, next we find out modular ratio. Here we write down alpha E also or M also. Okay, alpha and M both are equal, that is equal to ratio of Young's modulus of steel to concrete, that is equal to 6. Here we divide these two values and answer is equal to 6. Alpha E is equal to 6 or M is equal to 6. Next we find out stresses, because to find the losses due to this creep, ultimately we need stress. Stress in concrete at level of steel is given, that means at level of CGS, that means bottom one. FC is equal to P by A. P is given 23 into 10 raised to 4 divided by area of this member, hollow rectangle section, that is 3 into 10 raised to 4 plus M by Z. M is equal to P into E. P is equal to again load 23 into 10 raised to 4, E is equal to eccentricity, and I is given in data 225 into 10 raised to 6, and Y is equal to eccentricity from neutral axis, that is 50. Okay, and answer is equal to 10.2 Newton per mm square. If here I write down minus also, because steel level the top level is tension and bottom level is compression, this one is negative, but in calculation we already take as positive value because this is the only representation of diagram. Okay, now first we use ultimate creep strain method. Okay, now loss of stress in steel, and what is the equation of ultimate creep strain method? That is equal to epsilon Cc then Fc into Es. Epsilon Cc is already given in data, that is 41 into 10 raised to minus 6. Then Fc recently we find out 10.2, put the value, and Es is given 210 into 10 raised to cube Newton per mm square. Now loss of stress in steel due to this ultimate creep strain method is equal to 88 Newton per mm square. And second method is our creep coefficient method. And creep coefficient method, loss of stress in steel due to creep coefficient method is equal to phi Fc alpha E. Here we can write also theta, Fc and M both are equal. Please, in first example we solve the equation with theta, Fc and M. Here I use phi, Fc and alpha to clear the difference between, both are equal. Okay, phi Fc and alpha E is equal to 1.6, then 10.2 Fc, and second C is equal to our modular ratio, that is equal to 97.92 Newton per mm square. Okay, now next topic, total time dependent loss. What is total time dependent loss? That means the losses that we find out, creep, shrinkage and relaxation of steel is covered in this topic. First of all we find the all losses and then we make total of these three losses. This one is the total time dependent losses. Okay, now final loss is loss of stress due to friction. Okay, and this friction loss in second type of method, post tensioning method, subjected to this friction loss. Okay, now magnitude of loss of stress due to friction is following type. First of all, loss due to curvature is depend upon tendon form and alignment. Okay, loss due to curvature is depend upon tendon form and alignment of tendon that we apply, and generally it is depend upon the curve profile of tendon along the length. Here I take one image. In this first image, tendon are try to be linear, and in second image tendon are in curved, that means in zigzag way. Okay, now this is the curvature and wave effect. First is linear, try to be linear, and second is like to be wave effect. Now friction is subjected to two type of addition of two losses. Okay, first one, if the profile of cable is linear, listen carefully, if the profile of cable is linear, the loss will be due to straightening or stretching of cable, called wobble effect or wave effect. If our cable, look at this, if our cable is linear, the straightening, okay, or the straightening, both, due to this, the losses that induced in this cable is known as a wobble effect or wave effect. If our cable is linear and we try to stretch or straightening them, at that time the loss is induced in cable, it is known as a wobble effect or wave effect. Now, if profile is curved, second case, if our profile is in curved surface, there will be a loss in stress due to friction between tendon and the duct or between tendon themselves. Okay, now second case, if our cable is in curved surface, at that time the friction is developed between tendon and the duct within cable is passed, and due to this friction is developed between tendon and duct or tendon themselves. Okay, here losses in stress of friction, we add this two, wobble effect we also add and friction effect we also. Wobble effect or wave effect will be induced in state of tendons, state of cable, and second one, when cable are in curved surface, then at the time most probably friction losses are induced. Now next, okay, here the second image. In this image, at one end grouting tube is provided. Okay, here the vent pipe is provided to ventilation purpose. Now one end is anchorage and second end is provided for jacking also and grouting also. Okay, now one by one, this is the this image is for continuous girder. Okay, and here number of undulation is given, and this parabolic, just like a curvature of our cable. Okay, now friction is generated due to the curvature of tendon and the vertical component of stressing force. Look at this, this one is the curvature of cable, and this two, one end and second end is provided for prestressing force. This two vertical, because your alignment is look at horizontal, but ultimately at a side it will be provided as a vertical support, and this vertical support used for prestressing force, and due to this curvature and this vertical support, here friction is induced. Okay, now second, friction is straightening has to overcome the wobble of tendon. The wobble will refer to change in position of tendon along the duct. Simply, wobble effect is the change in position of this cable along the length, and ultimately it is the summation of this friction is the summation of this wobble effect and losses due to in this cable. We have to add two losses. First one is the due to friction and second one is due to wobble effect. Okay, in friction we have to calculate two. One, first is our wobble effect and second is our friction, and friction is between duct and cable, and wobble effect when we try to linear the cable, at that time tendon are try to in form of curve, and due to this wobble effect will be induced in our post tensioning girder. Okay, okay, now second we find the equation of loss of pre-stress due to friction. Here in horizontal surface, one pre-stress member of beam is aligned. One end of this beam is anchored and one end of beam is providing pre-stressing force by hydraulic jack. Okay, here the one end is anchorage and second end providing pre-stressing force by hydraulic jack. Okay, now for this beam we find out loss of pre-stress due to friction. Now one by one, the magnitude of pre-stressing force px, this one is the at this distance the force is px, and at this point force is pu. Now px at any distance x from the tensioning end, that means at a point of hydraulic jack, exponential function of type of our Px is equal to Po e raised to minus mu alpha plus kx. This is the equation of loss of stress due to friction. Okay, now one by one the full form. Po is equal to pre-stressing force at the jacking end, that means this end. Okay, this end, the force is known as pre-stressing force Po. Now mu is equal to coefficient of friction between cable and duct. Mu is equal to coefficient of friction between cable and duct. Alpha is equal to cumulative angle in radian. Okay, alpha is the cumulative angle in radian, and K is equal to friction coefficient. Now according to Indian Standard Code, coefficient of friction K is equal to 0.15 per 100 meter for normal condition and 1.5 meter per 100 meter for thin wall duct. Okay, where heavy vibration are encountered and other condition also, and value of E is equal to 2.7183. By default this value E is equal to 2.7183 we take. Now different value of coefficient of mu is given for different surface. Suppose concrete, duct, fixed to concrete, lead. This values are given in code. Okay, now just we stop here. Okay, and in next session we solve the example of losses due to friction. Okay, just now we stop here.